All right, hello everybody. Welcome to the Psychic Academy, to today's class. And so today's class, we're just going to be going over these points here. We're just going to start off with an opening meditation. And then we're going to be looking into, again, your affirmations, and of course the water affirmation as well. Then we'll be looking specifically today into a specific clairability representing claircognizance, which represents the idea of instantaneous knowing. Then we're going to be looking more into dream states and dream defining. So we're going to be looking more into the power of dreams, how you're able to record those dreams, how you're able to really define and decrypt a lot of what the dream symbolisms are. We can also do some open dream sharing as well. Then we're going to be doing a chakra sensing / detection, so just being able to feel and sense the chakras within our body. And then finally, we're going to have an intuitive sensing partner exercise. This is just where we partner up and just being able to get senses to any particular feelings, thoughts, or anything else in regards to what we're sensing through our partner. And after that, we can have an open Q&A and an open sharing should anybody have any questions. Okay, so David, again, welcome to the group. So again, this is David's very first class here. Of course, David has had previous experience with some of the past classes through Conscious Matrix, so it's good to have it here. Thank you again, David, for being here.
Thank you, Brett.
Okay, great. So what we're going to do right now is we're just going to open up the class with a nice warm meditation. So let's just get ourselves into a nice comfortable posture, making sure our body's free of any particular points of strain. And we can go ahead now and close our eyes. And just taking a deep breath into the nose. And slowly out to the mouth. Breathing in through the nose. And out to the mouth. One more time, breathing in through the nose. And breathing out to the mouth. Just let yourself relax and breathe normally. And I want you just to be aware of your energy, of your body. Just imagining as if this beautiful, thick layer of energy is coating all across the outer layers of your skin, the outer layers of your entire body. That you can feel this beautiful, thick layer of energy flowing through your entire being. That this energy works within your body, it fluctuates and moves into its thickness outside of your body, and that you are simply guiding this energy. You're allowing this energy to harmonize your body, purify your vital energies, purify your organs, your circulatory system. Just allowing every particular cell to be coated with this beautiful, loving energy. Just imagining as if a vorticular whirlwind of energy is starting at the bottom of your feet and starting to spiral upwards in a beautiful counterclockwise direction. Just feeling this spiraling vortex, whirlwind of energy, moving up to your feet, moving up through your knees, moving up through your waist, moving up through your abdomen, to your chest, to your shoulders, right through to your arms, to your fingertips, up your back, up to your neck, up to your face and to the top of your head. And just feeling this energy now starting to evacuate subtly through your crown chakra. As you see this energy evacuate upwards directly towards the sun, representing a purging of all energies that no longer belong. Old, stale, used up energies have now been purged through this beautiful feeling, energy, whirlwind capacity, now moving up to the sun. Bring all of that energy back into neutralized harmony. And that you now feel the energies of the sun starting to bring down its rays of light upon you, and feeling this beautiful whirlwind, once again, of starlight, now starting to fill your crown chakra, and starting to move into a whirlwind rotation of the clockwise direction, starting to bring forward the grounding, crystallizing energy of starlight into your being. moving from your crown down through your face, down through your neck, down through your back, down through your shoulders and your arms, right to your fingertips, down to your chest, down to your abdomen, down to your waist, down to your knees, down to the bottom of your feet, right to your toes. And feeling this energy grounding itself deeper and deeper and going right into the core of the earth as the earth receives reciprocal healing through the starlight of our sun. Just bask in this beautiful energy of starlight as you are now being harmonized, purified, and connected to the cosmos, to all of the universal mind, to all of creation. Just feel the joy and splendor of your environment as you sense this energy growing stronger and stronger, harmonizing you further and deeper with the love that it represents. Now let's just take a deep breath in through our nose, out through our mouth. As we now start to feel the starlight energy is starting to fade and phase themselves together, embedding itself into our body, as we have received everything that we require now relating to this energy. Let us come back now into the present moment, feeling free to wriggle out our hands, our feet, fluttering our eyes open, just as if we were waking up from a dream. We may now come back to the present moment, and you may open your eyes. Great. All right, so hopefully that meditation got you some good energy flowing. I can definitely feel it around my back. It's good. All right, so now we're going to be working with affirmations and water. Again, our standard affirmations and water exercise that we naturally do every morning. So David, this is again the basic process that we do every single class. It's basically being able to develop a very simple two-sentence affirmation. So a two-sentence that represents the first sentence would be the admittance of a challenge. So something that you may feel may be a challenge within your life right now that is admitted through the affirmation. The second sentence would be that of a solution or a goal to strive towards, to being able to harmonize with that challenge. So one example would be, I admit to the idea that my energies can often seem scattered and that I'm not quite present. That would be the first sentence. Second sentence would be, but I do realize that I am capable of being present here and now to fully empower my being and align myself to a path of divine harmony. Okay. So that's basically the flow of the type of affirmation that we're looking for. Just something that really admits a challenge, and that the second sentence represents a solution or a goal to settling a harmony. So bringing that forward in that way. So that's kind of the structure that we use for this particular type of affirmation. So David, if you wanted to create a affirmation for the next class, by all means feel free. That's just part of our morning introduction. Or I should say our class introduction as well too. But again, let's go down the line here with Gail. And Gail, what is your affirmation for today?
I acknowledge that I have psychic abilities, and I realize that the universe expands them gifts each and every day.
Wonderful. It's beautiful. Yeah, more and more amazing affirmations every day. It's great. Thank you, Gail. And let's move on to Florence.
Yeah. I acknowledge that I am challenged by people or animals who demand attention from me. And I react to it with irritation. So I choose to redefine my reaction toward demand.
Good. Beautiful. Excellent. So the animals are really getting your attention.
Just the cat.
Is it a certain particular animals, or just like animals all around?
No, only my cat.
Only your cat. Oh, okay. So it's not like the birds are coming up and, hey, we want your attention.
No, they don't want my attention. It's only the cat at 3 o'clock in the morning that wants to go out.
Oh, I see. Well, I just want something, that's for sure. All right, great. Thank you, guys. So, David, does that make sense to you? Just being able to
Yeah.
Okay, great. Did you
Yeah,
have
thank you.
questions that you wanted to share, or do you still need to kind of create one?
Yes, I have. I acknowledge that I have experienced a level of anxiety, um, and I know that through unconditional love, it will serve me in the best possible way, and I will transcend it to experience new feelings about the thing that have made me anxious.
Oh, very good. You catch
Thank
on
you.
fast. That's excellent.
Yeah.
One other thing that I recommend as well too, when you are creating your affirmation as well, is just starting to create some I am statements as well. So you could represent the idea that I am love, I am peace,
I
I
am omnipresent.
Sorry, what was that, Gip?
I said I am omnipresent. Was it supposed to go at the end of my?
Omnipresent. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good. We can definitely put that on here too. So basically what the I am statements is saying here is that you're looking at each I am statement and asking if you are the 100% purity of this particular definition. So if you feel that there's still certain forms of energies of imbalance relating to love, then that can also form into a two-sentence affirmation as well too. I realize that I may not be the most loving person. I feel that I have, in that sense, judged people at times, but I realize that love is all around me and that I have the capability to align to that love, center to it, and understand its purity through myself and my actions. So that's, again, just another type of two-sentence affirmation as well. So you can certainly use I am statements, just starting to have simple keywords there, and just being able to look at that, just ask myself, do I represent the 100% purity of this definition? And if you feel that there's certain things that are kind of wobbly there, then you can definitely turn that into an affirmation as well. That definitely seems to help also. Okay. All right, so again, that's our two-sentence affirmation. So now we're going to go into the second part of our affirmation, which represents the glass of water. So all we do is we just have a glass of water in our hands, and all we're doing is just attempting to bring about the most positive, powerful affirmation we can think about, and just being able to bring that into the glass. So we're just merging our consciousness with the glass, holding it in any particular way that you like. If you want to even put it up to your third eye, you can certainly do that as well too. But we're just giving ourselves a minute to put in this very powerful, positive affirmation into the glass as a permission slip, and as we drink it down, it starts to work together with our cellular body, our cellular makeup. The cells are actually being reprogrammed through the intention of the water that we put in through that powerful positive affirmation, and just starting to see exactly what opportunities arise relating to the positive affirmation that we place. So let's just take a minute right now and just pick up our glass of water. And if you have a powerful positive affirmation that you want to put in your glass, then again, let's just take this minute and place it directly into this glass. So just imagining that you are bonding, harmonizing with the water, imbuing your consciousness with the water, and after that minute, feel free to take a sip, take a guzzle, and your positive affirmation is underway as a permission slip. Okay, so again, just being able to pump that energy in, taking a sip, and this is, again, just part of the permission slip that we are doing to let us know that, yes, we are powerful beings. We have this positive energy within ourselves to enact itself and bring in any particular type of abundance that we would like. But it's just being aware of the opportunities that present themselves within our reality so that we can make this happen. It's not so much of, for example, sitting on the couch and meditating and feeling that this is going to come to you. It is about being able to take action. Again, that's the big part of the law of attraction, that you're simply setting your intention, you're becoming the frequency, and now you're taking action to being able to move into that so you can receive opportunity relating to this manifestation altogether. Okay, so that is just the routine of our affirmations for each class day. So that's how we do that in the beginning of each class. Now, we're going to be moving on to clairabilities and representing that of claircognizance. Now, we have talked about clairvoyance in the past, representing the idea of being able to stimulate vision within your mind. With claircognizance, this simply represents the ability of instantaneous knowing. So this is very much how I channel Adronis when he comes through. I basically bring myself into a connected state with his energy. It's kind of like our brain waves synchronized together. I'm not sure you can even say what he has as a brain wave, but basically his ray of consciousness would basically be a feeling of, kind of like a sine wave here, and then I'm actually just aligning with this sine wave altogether. So it's like the sine waves of consciousness between him and I synchronized together. And as that happens, I'm receiving instantaneous knowing and instantaneous transmission based upon this synchronicity of feeling. So Adronis is basically sending me this ray of consciousness, this ray of feelings, this thought stream, so to speak. And then I basically create it into thought form through the interpretation of what's being shared based upon that channeling state. So it's an instantaneous knowing. I don't even pay attention to the words that are coming out. As soon as Adronis comes through. It's all just very, very spontaneous. There's no pre-planning. Everything's very, very spur of the moment. So this is just an example of how claircognizance works. Now, claircognizance is actually one of the most challenging forms of psychic abilities to develop, because there really isn't too much of a routine in order for one to develop claircognizance. It actually has to be one of the most trusting forms of clairabilities there. It is all about trust. And it is all about openness, awareness. Because if you feel you don't trust what you're receiving, then you're feeling that, oh, this is just my imagination, I don't think this is really happening to me, this has just got to be some wild thing, and it has nothing to do with me. So if we keep denying ourselves, if we keep moving into that disbelief, then we're going to have a very, very challenging time attempting to be claircognizant. It's not to say that claircognizance is hard to attain. It actually is quite easy. We all are going through claircognizant moments all the time. It's just that we just don't realize it. And so this is definitely the most deeper, trusting ability of the psychic abilities of them all. Because it really is being able to really have faith in yourself, really keeping yourself open and aware based upon what's coming through. Sometimes you'll just be sitting on the computer and doing some work. All of a sudden you'll get this instantaneous impression that you need to do something else. So it's basically the psychic ability that has the aha moments included. It's all about being able to receive those conceptions, those inception ideas. You just don't know where it's coming from. You just all of a sudden, bam, get this impulse, and all of a sudden this amazing new project or this new fundamental comes together. There's actually something that happened to me yesterday when we were doing yesterday's class. I was doing the work, kind of like the workout, the exercise routine that I was doing. That was actually just a very, very spontaneous thing. I had done certain things like that in the past, but nothing too much in regards to depth as it was yesterday. This has actually transformed me to making this into a whole new method as well. So this would basically be referred to as body regeneration. So it's not body regeneration healing, because that's what light circuitry attunement is right now, which we'll be getting into in the later weeks. But this is basically something that will be called body RG, or body regeneration. And this is basically where we're taking a lot of different poses from yoga. We're taking different forms of stances from Tai Chi and Qigong. And we're also bringing a lot of our intuitive sense together. And it's a healing method. And we're actually using poses and postures. And just like you saw me demonstrate yesterday, being able to bring that into a healing modality and being able to help to regenerate the body in certain areas. We would also be utilizing certain degrees of water as well too, actually having pure water and standard water, and just being able to encompass certain forms of like pranic healing into the practice as well. So it's going to be a mixture of many different healing arts all together. So this will be the new body regeneration that's actually going to be created here in the next little while, and this is going to be taught to the Psychic Academy probably within the next couple of weeks. So I just kind of gave you guys a sneak preview yesterday about that. So quite exciting, and it's thanks to this claircognizance, right? Just being able to bring that together and getting, okay, there's something here, something is taking place here. So that's just, you know, me being able to think about that and saying, oh my goodness, you know, it was a really good class yesterday. I was really feeling energized, a lot of great, powerful energy coming through, loving energy coming through, and it just felt great. So Florence and Gail, you guys were both present for that, and it was just really great, just being able to work together with the arm and being able to, you know, move that energy in, moving up to the legs, being able to purge energy. This is just the beginning. So again, there's going to be a lot more advanced postures and forms that are going to be created out of that. But again, out of the example, that was all just done through the ability of claircognizance. So it really just comes down to the point of trusting. Sometimes you'll have to go to a friend and say, I don't know what happened to me, but I just got this amazing idea in my head that I should be moving into a whole new career. I just got this amazing idea in my head that I should be moving to Hawaii, or I should be moving to Mexico or something. All of these ideas just suddenly come into your mind and you don't realize where they're coming from. It's just instantaneous knowing. Some person may just be talking about a certain topic, and all of a sudden you just have the knowledge to share this information, and you never knew about that information before. The person's talking about, you know, their connection to all things, or the power of the now moment. Now you're able to say something additionally that just blows them away, and you can't even believe you said it yourself. That's a part of claircognizance. It's that you're taking your own personality out of the equation. So if we're looking at personality, we're basically just Xing that out. So it's all just a part of being able to function as a channel, being able to open yourself up as a natural crystal, and being able to share this information. So again, a lot of channels are like this as well in regards to claircognizance. Just being able to really connect to the universe and let the universe be your voice box. So you're the one that's speaking on behalf of the universe as this information starts to come through. And it's very, very deep. You just have to tell the universe, you can send anything you want to me that you would like me to explore, that you would like me to talk about. The universe will consider that. They'll say, all right, well, we'll definitely use you as a channel. So all you have to do is open yourself up, be very, very trusting at what you receive, and interpret that in the way that you feel is appropriate. So that's basically all there is. Trust yourself, open yourself up to the universe, allow yourself to realize that all of this information that's coming through is the process of becoming a channel. And even mediumship as well, too, involves this as well. Basically being able to talk to spirits and allowing the spirits to communicate with you, being very open, trusting what they're saying to you, and being able to interpret that as well, too. So this is, again, really the strong point pertaining to mediumship, pertaining to channeling, pertaining to functioning more so into a state of omnipresence. Represents the idea of claircognizance. So it's basically just our own natural cognizance, our own natural awareness, but we're bringing it into a greater inner depth. We're now making the universe our natural cognizance. We're now bringing ourselves more into a transformative universal mind. So we're becoming beyond the self, and that's what claircognizance represents altogether. Any questions on that?
I would like to share something, if I may.
Of course.
A few years ago, I was with a friend of mine and his father out on a boat, a sailboat, and he was. The boat was using the motor, okay? Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden the motor went out, and he opened up the hatch or whatever, and he started looking at it, and I said, oh, it's just a loose wire. And they chose not to believe me because I know absolutely nothing about motors.
Mhm.
But then a couple of days later, my friend came back and he said, you know, you were right. How did you know that? I said, I don't know. I just know.
Exactly. And that's the key as well, too. You just know these things. And I get that all the time as well, too, because I'll look at things that I really don't understand. You know, there's certain, mechanical devices in that sense. I can't understand the problem. I'm just getting this sense. I'll tell them to look to the left. There's a little knob here, yes. And that's basically what it is. Just being able to turn a knob or being able to connect something or just noticing something that they didn't notice before that I didn't even notice either. And so I tell them that. It's like, how did you know that? You're like an expert? And I said, no, this is just what intuition was telling me. You're just getting the claircognizant feeling that you just needed to turn that knob, that you just needed to look to the left and being able to connect that wire, etc. That's it. You don't have to know everything about, mechanics and everything. And that's the true education. I mean, that's the education of the future. There may be people who really just don't understand a lot of the deep mechanics about how a machine works or any type of technology. But as long as they're continuing to follow their intuition, they'll get everything right all the time because they're just listening to the universe. The universe is helping you to be guided and moving you into correction. So again, you're also helping others to self-correct as well. So that's the beauty of intuition, especially through claircognizance. You don't know how you're knowing this. You just know it. You're receiving it. It's an aha moment. Yeah, just look left, turn that knob, and this thing's going to be working okay. Oh, okay. You're a professional mechanic, I guess. Nope, not at all. It's like, what do I use? Some sort of crazy psychic guy? Yes, I am. So that's basically it. Just being able to look into yourself, and there may be questions. Well, how do you develop this a lot further? Opening yourself up, trusting yourself more, I should say. Being able to really just know that the universe is on your side. You're creating an alliance. It's really just about that self-awakening, that self-opening. Just imagining how well you can just connect to all things, being able to look at areas of your house to see how it is connected to you, being able to look at people and seeing how they are connected to you. The more that you see connection in all things, the more that you're realizing that the universe has the ability to talk to you because everything is connected. So it's being able to really center the discipline of your own awareness and bring it into the realization that everything is connected and that those connections in their own way can communicate back to you, even in aspects that you are not aware of, and really just transcend the personality and move you into a higher personality, which represents the personality of the universe. So you're moving from a self-personality into a universal personality, and that's the representation of what you're going through based on claircognizance.
Could I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Like, say you communicate to spirit for a person, and
Yeah.
what you communicated didn't come to fruition. The reason that could happen, is that because of free will?
Yes, it is. Like, say, for example, if you are talking to a person, you're doing a reading for, and you're just getting all this information from spirit and saying, okay, I feel that you're going to be going on vacation here in about the next 2 months. 2 months pass, and the person says, no, I didn't go on vacation. Doesn't mean you were wrong. It's just that means that events changed, that there's certain things that are changing all the time. And because of free will, yes, you will get these certain forms of transformations that take place, and then that particular reading itself no longer applies. That's not to say that you're wrong. It's just that that's what you were feeling at the time, and that energy was very, very probable. So basically what you want to do is that when you're offering predictions for people, you're saying, understand that these are just momentums of energy. They are not 100% set in stone. It's just very, very important for you to realize that everything that I'm going to share with you today is probability. It has the capability of manifesting. It's kind of like calculation. It's no different than how a weatherman would attempt to predict tomorrow's weather. Everything can change, right? And that's how free will operates, because we're constantly shifting all the time. Instead of going on a vacation to Maui, for in 2 months' time, say for example, this person was able to land another job, and now they're working very, very well as an executive manager or something like that. That's what happens instead. Now, that's not to say again that energy for Maui isn't gone. It's just redirected itself. So rather than turning left to go to Maui, they decided to turn right to become an executive manager. So that's all that's happened. So basically it says, well, it feels like the momentum, the inertia that you're going through, it looks like you're going to go on vacation, but instead you're going to go this way. So that's just all part of transformation. That just happens in regards to free will. Yeah, some people will just realize, you know what, I could have gone on vacation, but I don't want to. I'm going to stay here. I want to make more money. I want to get things going with my job again, etc., etc. So that's fine. So it's never really being hard on yourself. This has happened to me as well too, where I've made predictions with people and that something else entirely has panned out. And they said, well, Brett, what happened? You told me that this was going to happen. And I said, well, you've made some changes. You were able to go through a lot of shifts. And as I've said, it's everything is momentum. Really don't put 100% faith into any prediction at all. It doesn't matter who makes it. Okay, so it doesn't matter if it's me or if it's anybody else. Do not worry about putting 100% faith in that prediction. If you feel that this is something that's exciting to you, that's something you really want to follow, then that momentum can certainly help you to carry yourself there. But it's all you. 99.9999999% of the work is all done by you. That 0.00001% was just something I was sharing with you as a door that I feel that you're going to be opening. So everything else relating to you is going to be of that work to make that happen. But again, everything can change. That's just the constant that we live in through the idea of a free will universe.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Okay, guys, so now we're going to move on to the next part, which is dream states and dream defining. Did anybody remember their dreams last night?
I did.
Yeah. Excellent. Anything you'd like to share? Or is it too crazy?
I have a really crazy dream.
David? Okay, yeah, go ahead, David.
Okay. It was really long, but the craziest part was when I was like a giant, like a superhuman giant with different powers, and then individual get to my neck and extract me like a kind of energy, and I get back into my normal shape. But I feel like I was fighting with him, and it was really, really strange. And then he started to fight with my dad, and it was really, really strange. And I don't remember more, but that was part more crazy
So
for me.
you were basically this huge giant, and you had this other guy that was trying to fight you. Is that what it was?
Yeah, and he extract from my neck like my energy, and I divide myself into other people,
Okay.
and I start to feel like I was who I am, like David, before I was other thing. It was really strange.
So yeah, this would just
Wow.
represent the extremes of polarity. So again, seeing yourself very high and mighty in that sense, representing that of a giant, and the small person trying to bring you back into your natural state, so to speak. So it's kind of like an extreme between two forms of yourself, right? So you're looking at the giant you, the one that feels supreme, the one that feels almighty, and then you have the small individual, who's trying to fight, who's trying to bring you back into your own natural size, right? So it just represents the idea of the inflation and deflation of the personal ego. So basically, that's what you're going through. And it's basically representing the idea of the symbolisms of structure. So the giant representing, again, the standing tall, the large, the almighty. The small individual representing kind of like courageous to try and bring you back. So again, it's kind of like the inner struggle that you're feeling at times. I feel really, really great about what I'm doing. Other times it's saying, well, are you kidding? Come on back to reality. What are you doing? So it's kind of like a shift in between the two personalities of the ego. So it's trying to bring you back into a state of balance. So that's basically what it's sharing in that way. And again, the higher self has a great form of architecture of being able to share this with us, because it's basically looking into your data banks and saying, okay, well, David knows something about giants, so I'm going to talk about giants here. Get this little guy, we're going to try and bring him back together. So we're going to try and give an indication of balance here. So it is all about a dream of coming back to balance. In regards to two extremes.
I had something strange, not last night, but the night before. I woke up and I was singing that song, It's All About That Bass, No Treble. And I woke up and I was singing it. And that's strange for me. It happened twice that night. I couldn't figure it out.
What does that song mean to you?
I just an uppity beat, nothing really.
Yeah, I think it just has something to do with getting yourself into a good vibe. I feel it's just, that happens to me as well. I'll wake up in the morning and I'll start singing a song, and I never heard it, like the night before or the day before after that. it was kind of like this morning. I was actually waking up and I was singing a song as well too. It was that "Hooked on a Feeling" song.
Oh, yeah.
Like the Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm hooked on a feeling, right? That just starts coming up to me, and I start singing that because that's the vibration that your subconscious is attempting to bring you in. You know, just before waking up, past your dream state, is just getting yourself into this kind of good feeling. You're kind of in a good jive. You're feeling good about yourself. So sometimes your own subconscious will say, here you go, bam, here's the song you're going to start feeling this morning, just to really get you kind of in that nice lively vibe, right? Because it's representative of what you're experiencing in your dream state just before waking up. So that's that's often what happens, just getting those songs in your head to really kind of elevate your day based on what that song represents to you.
Well, you know, like a couple weeks ago, I was having the dreams about sitting in a circle with other spirits. And that happened for, like, every night I dreamt of that. And I usually don't remember dreams, so nothing has happened but this singing since then. So.
Oh, that's good. Florence, did you say you had a dream that was too crazy to share?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As I was a teacher in a classroom, and of course there were children around. There's always children or small animals.
Yeah, that's
there
right.
was children around, and there was one little boy. He was experimenting with using bad language.
Mm.
So I told him that it wasn't appropriate to use that kind of language, and if he kept on doing it, I would have to wash his mouth out with soap.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was that the whole of the dream?
What?
Was that all of the dream?
All that I can remember, yeah.
Okay, good. Well, then that again goes to the idea of where you're feeling that there's an authority, and again, there's just that little aspect of you that wants to kind of take authority in the pants and say, no, out the window. This is kind of what I was sensing yesterday as well too, was just the ability to really let yourself expand and move yourself outwards. That child is just representing the idea of moving past the rules, moving past the confines of your own reality and being able to really enjoy yourself. So, you know, they can go F this and F that, and this, that, right? It's just all about being able to break the rules. It's being able to shatter the walls that you put upon yourself. And again, this other version of you is saying that, oh, come on, you can't say that. If you're going to keep doing this, I'm going to wash your mouth out with soap, etc. Right? So again, it's kind of like David's dream as well too, with the giant and the little guy. It's the same thing happening with you as well too. The teacher and the mouthy student, right? So just being able to have this bashing of heads, so to speak, they're knocking together, and just being able to create a balance between that. Not to say you need to go outside and say every swear word in the book, but it's basically just stating that you are able to expand your reality, that you're enjoying yourself, that you don't feel that you have to become restricted based upon the state of rules. But again, there's just this other side of you that is kind of like that teacher saying, no, you better obey the rules or else you're going to get a whipping. So, so that's basically, I feel, is what's happening between you. It's just being able to notice that there is this side of you that really just wants to let loose, that really just wants to unwind and explore and just feel that they are boundless. And then there's this other side that feels, no, we have laws, we have rules, we have restrictions, they need to be followed, we need to worry about etiquette, we need to appropriate ourselves together. So it really is, again, just that inner conflict, and this is what it's reminding me of. So again, very interesting dream. Now, looking at those particular dreams, how was I able to define them? You basically just look in regards to how intuition is guiding you through the particular dreams itself. That when a person is describing their dream to me, I'm just looking right into the root of the symbolism. So again, I'm not looking into every single specific detail in regards to what color was the room, how big was the room, what color hair did you have on, etc., etc. Sometimes those can matter, but really in regards to the dreams we talked about. So with David, again, he was talking about a giant, and he was talking about a small man, and then they're, again, fighting each other, right? And just being able to bring the giant back into David's natural, smaller self, right? So to me, that's just representing the idea, well, what is it? It's kind of like a David and Goliath situation, right? It's being able to fight, again, relating to that struggle. So basically, I'm looking into the idea that if David is seeing himself as a giant, then he's basically seeing himself as, again, tall and almighty, really just being able to tower over life in that way. And this really represents the idea of strong confidence. The string represents the idea of strong growth. And so through the growth comes the idea of the literal translation of growing into a tall giant, right? Then you have the smaller guy who's just attempting to represent that part of the ego that represents the grounder, right? So the grounder is trying to come back and say, no, 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 you're not bringing your head up all the way to the sky. I'm going to bring you back down because you're not ready to go there yet, right? So it's just being able to see this struggle come back together to create the middle ground where David returns back to his natural self. So it's really just letting intuition follow you where you want to go based on how you look at this metaphor, because that's the whole idea. You can certainly look at a giant in a dream dictionary, and they'll tell you a lot of those things. That if you're seeing something about a giant, you'll see something relating to kind of like an almighty complex, something that represents a lot of growth. It could be, a state of a, inflated ego, etc. So, dream dictionaries can, again, help at certain points. If you guys don't have one, I'd always recommend you can get one, just so you get a fundamental understanding of a lot of the definitions taking place here. But, again, I don't actually use a dream dictionary. I just use my intuition. Intuition just naturally comes through. And you can do this as well, too. You can just start to go into meditation. You can just basically, feel yourself becoming a much more of a stronger dream interpreter. So that basically is what happens. I just start to look into my own dreams, and I was able to define a lot of my dreams. As I started to do that, I felt that this ability was coming a lot more strongly. So, and again, looking at Florence's example pertaining to the teacher and the mouthy student as well, too. That, again, just represents, it's almost like David and Florence had almost the same type of dream. It was quite interesting. Just with different elements altogether, just being able to look at two extreme sides to bring them back into a balance. And Gail, again, with your song as well, too. Being able to receive a song in the middle of the night and just starting to have that in your head and feeling very, very lively. That's the whole idea. Our dreams just work in really, really remarkable ways. So all we're attempting to do is just really kind of looking at the simplistic nature about what the symbolisms are attempting to tell us. It was kind of like what Jason, one of our students here, was talking about previously a few days back in one of our classes, where he had a dream where he was on a bus and they were just driving down the road. This car came out, he swerved, tried to try and avoid the car, and then the bus hit a tree. And so that represents the idea that when you are in shock, you attempt to run away from it, and that just leads into another catastrophe, right? So that basically, again, is just really kind of looking into the dreams of saying, what is it that it's really trying to tell me? Let's not even look at the idea of the bus. Let's look at that person, the subject, as the bus itself. Let's look at that car that swerves in the middle of the road as an obstacle, as something that represents an immediate shock, right? They weren't expecting that shock, so they swerve out of the road and they smash right into a tree. That fear itself, when you get into it, can lead to calamity. And that's basically what the whole dream was. Explaining that to Jason, you felt, yeah, there's a good resonance there. So this is just really what we're attempting to do. This takes a lot of practice, being able to really look into dream interpretation. But we can definitely practice this a lot more on a student group if you guys have any dreams to share. I'd just love to see all the other students get involved and see if they can interpret that dream. So I'm going to see if I can stay out of it. And see if anybody else can really do a really great job in defining the dreams. But you guys can come to me and you feel, well, what does this aspect mean? Well, I'd say look deeper into it. Are you seeing a bus, or are you seeing that particular person as a bus? What does the bus represent? It represents a form of transport. It represents a transit. So this person is going on a journey. The bus itself, again, has a lot of space, so it can hold a lot of aspects of character into that bus as well, too. So that person could be feeling happy, could be feeling sad, upset, and so all these versions of themselves are being kept in this bus. So the bus represents the physical vehicle of the subject. Again, the car swerving in the middle of the road that just blocks off represents the idea of an obstacle, something that you do not expect, something that was just coming together completely by surprise and shock. As soon as you see that, you panic, and then, bam, calamity happens, right? That's just looking into the flow of the dream altogether. Just with my dreams, it's quite interesting because I actually have stacks of dreams on top of each other, and that can be challenging to remember because I have dream after dream after dream after dream after dream with layers all coming together at the same time. So that has been a challenge for me to actually be able to define a lot of my dreams because they just kind of all overlay over each other. But when there are dreams that are a little bit more simplistic, that I feel have had a really good flow, those are the ones I'm able to interpret quite well. Sometimes they've just been, going on vacation, going on tours, talking to people that were old parts of my life, and again, just representing other aspects of myself that have not yet been harmonized, that I'm still looking into and attempting to, again, attain a state of balance with. So again, our dreams are just magnificent. They're just incredible forms of architecture being created by the higher self, utilizing the subconscious mind as a template. So everything that we've taken in within reality is actually the database that the higher mind utilizes. Because some people will say, you know what, I dreamt of going off into this planet. I've never seen this planet before. It's never been occurring to me. In your subconscious, it exists. Because at some point somewhere in your subconscious, this part of you has existed. And so you're going to these particular planets, or you're going to these cities that you never thought existed. All of these things are happening together with you because they serve some type of purpose from what the higher self is trying to tell you. It's not so much about the importance of where this location is, it's about the elements contained within the dream. So what you really want to look at is when you're doing dream defining, you want to look for elements. You're not looking so much for, oh, where on the planet is this? What kind of bus was that? Was that like a bus with a long nose, or kind of? It doesn't matter about too much detail. Just unless that you feel your intuition is guiding you, and your intuition is saying, well, look at that guy. That guy had orange-colored hair. So that's representing the idea of maybe when your chakra signs, etc. Right? But you're just looking for elements within the dreams. You're not looking for very, very deep analysis. There's a lot of dream therapists that I notice as well. They want to get every single conceivable detail out of the dream, every single bit, and they analyze the crap out of it. And even when they analyze the crap out of it, it's not even fully accurate about what's happening. So you really just want to look at the nuances. You want to look at the elements of the dream. So again, like the bus, the car that swerved in the middle of the road, and that they swerved and hit a tree. That's it. Those are the 4 elements that I wanted to know about. Okay, so we'd have the bus. Okay, then we'd have the car. Then we'd have reaction. Then we'd have calamity. Great. That's all I need to know. And that's basically telling me exactly the whole gist of the dream itself. So I'm looking at it into the idea of the essence. So I'm sure Jason will be happy that I'm really bringing a lot of example of his dream here. But that's great. This is just all we need. This is the formula. This is kind of just like computing a formula in our minds. What are the basic catalysts? We have this, 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 and this. Okay, great. Bus, car, reaction, calamity. Great, excellent. So David's dream, we're looking at a giant, we're looking at a little person, we're looking at a fight, we're looking at the result of David coming back into his natural self, right? Those are, again, other 4 elements that come together. They don't always have to be 4, but you're just looking into the center of each of these elements together. With Florence's dream, again, the teacher, the student, the mouthiness, the threat, right? So again, there's more elements right there. Right? Teacher, student, mouthiness, threat. Right? So again, that's representing, clash. So all of these elements are just coming together and showing us, what is it that that's going on in our minds. Right? Even with you have dreams, a couple weeks back now, you can kind of use a formula like this. This is why I'm suggesting that through your psychic diaries, which again, David, is really important. Please make sure you guys are doing your psychic diaries, very important. You can feel free to write down your dreams. Being able to just write down what you have experienced, maybe something that just happened that you were able to remember maybe a couple weeks back, and now if you weren't able to figure out that dream, go ahead and kind of look at it in this particular type of formula. Just look into the elements of the dream. What was happening? Who were you? What was the experience that was going on? What was the result? Right? Then looking into it in that way, and being able to look more into the depths about what your own subconscious, higher self, are attempting to tell you. So again, psychic diaries. Dave, this is just for you mostly, that we are starting psychic diaries through the Psychic Academy. If you already have a natural diary that you use quite often, that's fine. This would actually be separate. So this would actually be your own Psychic Academy diary. So utilizing the Psychic Academy diary, you're just jotting out the raw form of your day. So everything here on a piece of paper would just be pure, raw information relating to your day, about how you feel about certain things, what took place, you know, what happened, etc. And just having that entry completely left as is. So, you know, after a hard day, for example, you come home, you write in your diary, and you just kind of put, you're done, put that aside, and then the next morning, you're basically creating a little footnote here. So this would be your little footnote area. You're going back to that area of the post, and you're just reading it again, and because now you have a whole new fresh perspective in the morning, you're now just kind of doing reflections. You're not judging yourself, you're not giving yourself a hard time, you're just being observational, relating to what you have written down. And now you can just start adding certain forms of perspectives and reflections based upon that, because now you feel different than everything that was happening the day before. And this is just helping you to become a lot more conscientious of yourself. This is helping you to develop intuition. This is how you're being able to look more deeply into your own aspects, learning more about how you think, how you act, etc. The person you're attempting to get to know the most is you. And being able to look into how, as you know yourself, you'll know exactly what your strengths are, you'll know exactly what your weaknesses are, and you'll know how to remedy everything. So that's basically why the Psychic Academy Journal is so important, just being able to write all this down, coming back the next morning and putting that footnote in. So this is like the highest of high recommendations that I give for people to make sure that they're doing that. You guys don't have to share your diaries at all, but just feel free that as long as you continue to do it, that's the key. Okay.
What if you missed a day?
Then you just take it out.
Is it okay to go back?
The second day. So you would basically put 2 days worth of information into the next post. Right?
Okay.
So yeah, if you're missing the second day or third day, okay, then you write about all 3 days based upon that. So, but it's really good that if you can try and keep up with it on a daily basis. If you just have 5-10 minutes every time, just writing down something really quick, even if it's only 2 or 3 sentences, that's great. Just having something that really represents the whole overall nature of your day, and then being able to come back to that the next morning, just writing down a simple reflection. Again, it takes 2-3 minutes out of your day. It will not take long. And again, it's not so much about time restraints as it is about importance of yourself. You know, this is what you want to do. This is who you want to be. You want to develop yourself to, moving more in connection with oneness of the universe. The diaries are huge. I mean, this is what I did for several years, just being able to document my thoughts, document my feelings, and I didn't have this kind of structure as well too. Being able to write everything out, I was just doing it on the same night, and I had to realize, I had to leave that aside. Don't reflect on something where you're still involved with the drama of it. And so I had to learn that, just being able to just write the stuff down, come back to it later, and then being able to reflect. So again, being able to do diaries for me in earlier times was a huge benefit for getting to me where I am now. So it's very, very, very helpful in that level. Okay, guys. So we have looked at dream states and dream defining. And again, for dream states, if you're feeling you're trying to remember your dreams as much as possible, use the power of your affirmations. Affirmations work great. Okay, so writing that down on a piece of paper, just being able to do a meditation with affirmations. It is my intention to recall as much of my dream tonight as possible. Just something very, very simple. Ask for your guides, ask for your loved ones, everything in regards to your subconscious connections to helping you recall as much of your dreams. Put those affirmations together in order. I don't want to give you anything too specific because I just want you guys to experiment a lot more, but utilize affirmations. That's the power of how you're going to remember a lot of your dreams, even symbols that you decide to create. We are going to be getting into symbols next week, but just being able to create more about symbols for your dream state will definitely help. Putting that under your pillow at night, putting that under your mattress, it can help big time because that's just all part of a condensed manifestation of intention that's coming to that symbol, that's attempting to bond with your environment and allowing you to connect more deeply to the dream state remembrance cycle. Okay. All right, so next part is we're going to be moving on to chakra sensing and detection. So this is just a simple little exercise that we're going to do here. So what we're basically just going to do is just looking into the 7 basic chakras, and we just want to kind of give the encouragement of feeling them spinning within our bodies. Right? So we're basically just kind of taking our hands, we're placing one hand here close to the base of the spine, the other one behind our back. So it's basically just the back hand here. placing it in the back of your base of your spine, and the other one pretty close, again, in tangent there. So you're basically just having kind of a nice alignment there. And you're just kind of closing your eyes now, and you're just imagining the color red. So you're just seeing the color red in your mind right now, and that's all you're doing. You're not visualizing anything else. You just want to see the color red. And you just want to see if the color red is creating any type of sensation, any kind of realization that you know that the chakra is there and that it is present. So it's basically just like a detector. And just feeling that energy of the red, and just kind of feeling any kind of sensation within the area of the base of the spine, or any kind of feeling that may come up that may represent your confirmation of connecting to your root chakra, just by envisioning the color red. Okay. So I'm just feeling a bit of a tingling sensation between my legs, for example. That's one particular type of confirmation. Okay. So now we're going to move up to the sacral chakra. Okay. So now we can just take both hands. We can place it just around the area of the navel. Okay. So just being able to kind of cup your hands nicely and just put it around that area to where you know the sacral chakra will be. Again, just closing our eyes and just envisioning the color orange. Just seeing the color orange in our mind right now. And just being aware of any thoughts, any feelings, any visions, any sensations within the area of the body representing the sacral chakra that may come up. Okay. Now just moving on into the solar plexus chakra, placing both our hands nice and neatly upon the solar plexus, envisioning the color yellow within our minds. Again, just being aware of any feelings, any thoughts, any visions, any sensations that may be coming up around the solar plexus region. Okay. Now we're going to move up into the heart chakra, so just placing our hands upon the heart. Again, just closing our eyes, envisioning the color green within our mind, just being aware of any thoughts, feelings, visions, sensations around the heart region. We're going to move on to the throat chakra. So you can either just place your hands kind of like this around the sides of your throat, or you can just kind of go around the back, whatever you feel is comfortable for you. And again, just envisioning the color of a turquoise or aquamarine color, kind of like a nice ice blue that you're feeling upon your neck. And just being aware of any feelings, thoughts, visions, sensations that may come up. now we're moving up to the third eye chakra. So just placing both our hands just above the third eye. And again, envisioning the color of either a deep oceanic blue or the color of an indigo ray, or kind of an in-between color is fine. And just being able to feel any thoughts, feelings, visions, sensations around the third eye. Okay, finally just moving up to the crown chakra, top of the head. So this is good. And just being able to be aware, again, of the color of violet, sensing any thoughts, feelings, visions, or sensations that may arise. Okay, so let's just all just take a deep breath in through our nose, out through our mouth, clearing our energy. When you're ready, feel free to open your eyes again. All right, so did anybody feel any particular sensations of a certain chakra center that they'd like to share?
I did with my third eye.
Mhm.
It started pulsating and then it traveled all over my body. It was really neat.
Oh, wow. Very
With like a sharp pain at the same time.
So basically attempt to remove a blockage. So usually if you feel like a sharp pain is there, it's basically, it's kind of like seeing a laser trying to burn through a piece of paper, you know, kind of feeling. There's a blockage that's just trying to come through. But I feel that your third eye itself is actually, you know, in a very, very powerful, a powerful state, and being able to kind of resonate that energy through. So it's kind of like it was trying to pierce through a blockage and making that energetic ray part of your whole body. So kind of like enveloping yourself with that energy.
And it was weird. I kind of felt like I should, when I was with my heart chakra, I felt that even though it's not related to speaking the truth, I just felt that I needed to speak more of the truth.
Yeah, and I think that's basically the insight that the third eye is giving you, because that's what the insight of the third eye does. The whole idea is that all the chakra centers are related, and so they'll all communicate with each other, even though they do have different meanings. They'll utilize their own ability to giving you the idea of another message from the chakras that represent that other area. So sometimes these other chakras can be messengers for other chakras. So it's quite nice. Okay, anybody else have anything they want to share? Any chakra centers that felt the calling was coming through?
When I was in my first chakra, my chakras told me that I need to focus more while I'm acting on my excitement to be more grounded. That they tell me that.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. Very good. So just getting a message as well too, and that's the confirmation of presence, as you know, that you're getting these particular types of messages. coming through the chakra centers as well. The experience I had with the crown chakra is quite interesting. I was actually seeing myself kind of being this kind of switchboard, and actually seeing myself connected to all these different planets, different galaxies. I was actually seeing these large crystal towers, crystal structures, all connected to my energy. It was really, really profound. So just seeing all this different forms of celestial phenomenon, so to speak, just coming up as soon as I was tapping this the crown chakra. And as I was seeing the color violet, just seeing all these things and saying, holy crap, pretty connected to a lot of things that I don't even know what they are. So it's quite nice. I'm quite wired up right now. So, Florence, did you feel anything that's coming through with the chakras?
The heart chakra, when I had my hand over the heart chakra, it felt like all this love just kept growing and growing, and you like, I love everything. It just grew.
Excellent. Beautiful. That's great, guys. Again, thank you so much for sharing that. And again, just continue to do that. This is going to be something that you can daily check in on as well, too. It's just being able to check in on all your chakra centers, because they really represent a very strong, contained theme of a lot of your own awareness. So looking into your stability, looking into your relationships, looking into your well-being, looking into your love, looking into your voice, your truth, looking into insight, looking into spiritual connection. So again, checking with your chakras each day can really be very, very helpful to helping you, again, understand more about yourself and what you're going through. Okay. So again, this is mostly for David as well, too. So the homework for tonight is basically just being able to create a list of strengths. Okay? So just being able to have at least 3 strengths down. And if you're already able to do that, then the bonus assignment that you can do is being able to create those strengths into a vision board. Okay? So the vision board is just representing abstract visual aid to how you see yourself in regards to strengths. So again, it's just meant to be very, very abstract. It doesn't have to be anything literal. Just what this strength represents to you. So if you're intelligent, you're wise, you're communicative, then being able to take all of those elements and putting it into an abstract vision board. So that is just the bonus assignment as well too. So just being able to, again, for everybody, create the strengths as well too. So this is your strengths mantra. Being able to create that and really being able to apply that into next week's curriculum as well too, because you will need your strengths when we're getting into week number 3. So when we get into week number 3, we're going to be doing a lot of strength exercises. We're going to be looking more so into how I'm not going to be helping you guys so much. I just want to basically be giving you guys scenarios, and I want to see exactly how you're able to look into those scenarios with the strengths that you have. So a lot of it will be sample readings, for example. A lot of it has to do with sample types of counseling. So there's going to be a lot of stuff that we're just going to work on. There's no judgment, of course, but it's just getting an idea of saying, well, how can I contribute to assist, in this way. It feels like something's chapping quite a lot in the background. Is that a dog chapping?
Yeah, I think.
Okay, so again, that's just something that is good to have down for next week. And we are going to be looking more into symbols next week as well, too. We are going to start getting into healing next week also. And we're going to be looking more into psychic development, intuitive development, and self-empowerment techniques. So that's going to be happening in week 3. So week 2 is just being able to kind of going into, looking into our chakra centers, looking into intuitive sensing, etc., and being able to really kind of develop ourselves in the introductory phase of our strengths. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to do an intuitive sensing partner exercise. So I'm going to go ahead and get Gail and Florence to work together, and David, you and I will work together. So,
Okay.
So I will go ahead and go first with David. So I'm just going to take a moment, and all we're doing here is we're just scanning each other's feelings, just kind of getting any kind of impressions that are coming through. Again, nothing major, just being able to detect what may be just kind of floating around in the person's field, any thoughts, impressions, feelings, sensations, etc. Okay? So David, I'll just take a moment to give you a quick scan here. Yeah, I feel that you're on the cusp of something quite large. I feel that there's new contacts that are going to be coming through. I feel like new spirit guides are actually showing themselves quite often to you right now. So I feel that there's it's kind of like they're whispering in your ear and saying, "Hey, we got plans for you," right? So it feels like you're being recalibrated. It feels like you're being integrated a lot. It feels like you've had quite a lot of different forms of celestial visitations, some extraterrestrial consciousness, some just ethereal consciousness coming through. And just basically being able to work together with your genetics, working with your DNA, working with your energy, helping to kind of patternize yourself into kind of harmonic energies altogether. So it feels like there's just a lot of times of upgrade, I guess I could say. But I feel that there's going to be a lot more connections where you're going to be becoming very, very aware of a lot of different forms of aspects relating to your channeling, relating to psychic premonition that you'll be able to work with a lot more extensively. So it feels like you are being upgraded and calibrated very, very specifically with a lot of your guides.
Thank you, Brad. That's awesome.
Okay, great. So David, whenever you're ready, if you have anything for me, feel free to share.
Okay. I feel that a big surprise for you with your projects.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that it's good to be more focused on what you're doing and let your excitement guide you and let your excitement bring you your surprise, because it's something that is not that we can imagine, and that's why it's a surprise. I felt that I feel a lot of like excitement while you're doing this, and it's good to be more like have free time, like be more with yourself, like 1 hour a day, and start to be more focused on your or the people that you're knowing now, and to be more expressive and passionate. I feel that is a big thing that you are developed, and you are like making it work automatically, and it's going great.
Great, excellent. No, that's very true. That's exactly why I have to take Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays off. So making some more time that way. It's not only just for Conscious Matrix, but it's also just for other things as well too. Personal projects happening as well. It's very funny too, because a really strong psychic friend of mine, she's been really, really accurate with a lot of things. Basically just told me the other day, "Oh, Brad, I had this kind of visionary dream of you actually creating a documentary with a lot of other popular public figures." I'm like, oh, that'd be neat. Sure, bring it on. So, you know, it's kind of giving me a sign that there is a big surprise coming. So you would definitely get ready.
Okay.
Very good.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so why don't we move on to Florence and Gail. So Gail, why don't you go first, and then Florence can follow up.
Okay, Florence. I'm picking up about the situation with the cat, and Spirit's just saying to you that to let it go. It's neither good nor bad. It's how you're looking at the situation. There's sometimes that animals want to communicate to us as well. So I feel like, I don't know, Brad always says there's a lot of kids. I see animals as well as kids around you. I feel like you're going through an unsettled period right now, and that I just think that you're all over the place with not staying in one direction, I guess I want to say. And things will clear up in a couple months. You know, sometimes when there's situations that can get us emotional, we can always take our focus away from that situation and look at the beautiful bouquet of flowers, and Spirit's just given that to you as a metaphor for you to not focus on problems, focus on the beauty.
That's very good. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I mean, again, you know, it's funny too, because sometimes we can even just get different impressions, because basically what we're seeing, like when I see children around Florence, I see the aspect of innocence, some people will interpret that innocence as something different. That could be animals. That could just be maybe going off into a beautiful, traveling nature, tropics, etc. So it's basically just our own representation of innocence. So that will always come through some different perceptions as well. But I do also sense that animals are very strong with Florence.
Yes, I also sense a lot of beings around her.
Yeah.
Not so much all angels, but a lot of beings.
Yeah.
I get chills thinking about it.
Great, excellent. Florence, does that make sense to you?
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. I was to a clairvoyant some months ago, and she said, "Wow, there are really a lot of spirits around you."
I would sense that too. I would confirm. It feels like you have a big party behind you.
Yeah.
Okay, so Florence, when you feel ready, just feel free to give yourself a moment to clear, and feel free to read for Gail.
Yeah, Gail, I feel around you that it's like it's opening up, like there's an energy expanding from you, and like you're moving into new areas that, or are about to move into new areas that you didn't really think about before or speculate on. I don't know, it's just like there's a whole energy bubble that's just expanding around you. That's the only feeling I get.
That makes sense, well, too. So that's basically giving the idea that expansion happening, feeling a lot more of her reality is becoming revealed to her. So very good. Yeah,
Thank you.
Very similar to that as well. Does that make sense, Gail?
Yes, it does.
Okay, great, excellent.
Thank
Wonderful.
you.
Yeah, that was excellent. So thank you so much, everybody, for being a part of today's class. Do we have any last questions or sharings before we conclude today? Or is everything good?
Perfect.
So basically, we got to do the vision board by next week.
It's a recommendation. I don't like to give you guys mandatory homework. I just say it's a very good idea to do. I'm just kind of like the most chill, laid back person. Yeah. I'm just basically saying it's a good thing to do. It just will help you a lot. So basically, we are going to be getting right into the main center of where a lot of confidence and strength is necessary. So it's just a very, very good idea to develop that if you can. It's a very, very high recommendation. I say if I was to give a scale of 1 to 10, it would be a 10 and super high recommendation.
Okay.
So it would be very, very good.
Done deal.
But I don't like to throw academics at you guys, so I just want to make sure that you guys are prepared and that I'm not grading you guys. I'm not giving you guys A pluses or D minuses or anything like that. It's not about that. It's just being able to work together in a form of community and just seeing how well you are, noticing that if areas that you noticed are looking to be improved, that we can all assist everybody together to helping them improve and becoming the best universal psychic they can be. So. All right, guys, so thank you so much for today's class. And I will see you guys next class. Have a wonderful day, and talk to you soon. Namaste.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Take care, guys.
Thank you, Brad. Thank you, everybody. Bye.